Denver Broncos Mile High View, no commercials, no bullshit. All right, so I did a part 1 to this Russell Wilson film study. And getting into the second half, half number 2 of the game, I realized that the fourth quarter, the quarterback wasn't Russell Wilson. You know, watching the all 22, just going through all 22 clips, I didn't realize that Russell Wilson knocked himself out of the game. So before you sit there and say, oh, you cherry-picked, you picked this game, because Russell Wilson didn't have a good first, second half, that's absolutely not true. I didn't even realize he even got knocked out of the game because I'm watching these wide-angle all 22s. It wasn't until I played the broadcast, I looked at the broadcast and realized, holy shit. And but I have some concerns with Russell Wilson and the Denver Broncos, this combination. I think me and Colby will get into it. I'll get into it in this video, but I think me and Colby are going to expand on this, giving Russell Wilson, you know, control like he's an offensive coordinator. I think that's a conversation that me and Colby can have separate. But there's some disturbing things I'm seeing with Russell Wilson and this idea of going, you know, going vertical, this 1990s bombs away mentality. I just see problems ahead. We'll just say that. So again, I didn't pick this game because of the reason that Russell Wilson got knocked out. I didn't even know it. I picked it because it was the world champs that's in their division, and I thought, well, it's a good game. We'll see how Russell Wilson responds. It's a great defense. And see how that retrospectively looks if it was the Broncos. You put him behind a completely different offensive line that has historically gotten, and this is part that disturbs me, our offensive line for 6 years have gotten quarterbacks killed. I haven't seen anything that's going to change that. I see Russell Wilson being a pocket quarterback, but this insistence on throwing bombs, I really have a problem with. Bombs are a low percentage on the playbook success rate. And once you see this, you'll kind of get the point I'm trying to make, I hope. But and it just really worked out that way. So here we go with the film study. Okay, we have the very first play for Seattle in the start of the third quarter. Probably the right call to make if you can get the linebackers here to commit, which they do. Now they're, from the offensive side of the ball, they're strong on the right side linebacking-wise. For me, tailback here, the single back needs to be moved up 3 yards, and he needs to block for the quarterback so he can make this, just give him that extra second, because the tight end lets, you know, his man go, and it's a free runner. I don't like free runners. They screw things up. So you have a back here to throw a block, and it doesn't matter if the linebacking commits to the left, your tight end could still get behind those linebackers, and if you just wait that extra second, you won't get this ball batted. I'd like to see this single back 3 yards up. Instead of him going to the right, I want to see him go to the left. If he sees that he'd be already 3 yards up, he could throw the block. That would give Wilson the time he needs to just wait a second. All you have to do is wait a second. And he clears that space. Even though the linebacking would be to the left, you could still get it in between. You could still find a space directly in front or near directly in front. And, you know, you'd have a better shot at completing this pass. But no, it gets batted up because it's thrown way too soon and almost intercepted. Okay, now we're at second down. And on this play, this is all on Russell Wilson. It's ugly, and it is all on Russell Wilson. It's not the offensive line. This is the kind of stuff they would barbecue Locke for. What kind of worries me about this Russell Wilson experiment and this whole downfield, vertical, as Al Davis would say, are low percentage passes, and they should be taken strategically. It's second down. You need yardage. Come on. Wilson misses his open man, which is the slot. And then what he does is and right there, he's got his man. He's open. He may even get a first down, but if not, it'll be 3rd and short. Wilson wants to go deep. Big mistake. Your man's open. Throw the ball. Get yardage. But he doesn't. He hangs onto the ball. And this isn't the offensive line. They gave him that shot. He's running around like a chicken with his head cut off. Like I said, do not do, and takes the sack. They would barbecue Locke for that, and there is no excuse for Russell Wilson. That is inexcusable. You're getting paid the money you're getting paid. That is an inexcusable play. Once he realized that everybody was covered, he should have just threw it away. Let's see. He can throw it away right there. Everybody's covered. He knows everybody's covered. Instead of turning and running, you should have threw it away. All right, here we got the next series for Seattle and Russell Wilson. 2nd and 14 on Seattle's 36. And this is where Russell Wilson gets injured on kind of a freak happenstance. He hits his hand on the arm of a defender, a lineman that's coming in, and jams his finger. And that's not the reason he overthrows the receiver. The throw was clean. The throw was made before he jammed his finger on that, on the arm of the defender. So he just missed it. Look, don't shoot the messenger. You know, if Russell Wilson would have threw 10 touchdowns, I would have said, look at the 10 touchdowns. Here's how he did it. I picked this game just simply because I just thought it was going to be a good matchup. To see what Russell Wilson would do against the world champions, game number 1. And there's some concerns I have, for sure. This is going to be sack number 2. This play is troublesome on different levels. One, if he ends up taking a sack he never should have taken. Again, you know, you can blame Locke all you want, but you can't excuse him for doing the same thing. 2, footwork was horrid. 3, he's suffered a hand injury. I don't know why you'd want to hold on the ball and try to throw it way downfield. It looked like he wanted to go along with it when you had a wide open receiver, but because of your footwork, screwing that up, you couldn't get the ball to the guy. And this is the play that he gets knocked out of the game. I say knocked out, I think he just got taken out. But I just don't understand, if your hand is injured, why you would want to risk getting yourself more injured and risk throwing it down, possibly getting an interception, when you have a guy here doing a drag route that you could have easily got to him. The thing that makes the sack bad is that he pulled a Houdini and got out of one potential sack, and he should have just threw the ball away, but he holds on, and all of Drew Lock, right? And then they just get him. It's pretty disappointing to see this, and I'm really concerned because this wanting to push the ball downfield, everything's pushed the ball downfield. And this offensive line can't be blamed. This is again on Russell Wilson. I just wonder what's going to happen when this Bronco offensive line, which has a tendency to breaks down all the time, and they get behind, because what I'm seeing defensively is very concerning about the Denver Broncos. And if Russell Wilson is in this constant having to play catch up, it's just going to encourage this bombs away football, and it's starting to really concern me what I'm seeing. It just is. I'm beginning to see some of the issues Seattle may have had. That's all I'm going to say. I know it's not going to be popular, but there is a picture that's starting to be painted. Okay, there's no other way to say this other than just being straightforward and blunt. The third quarter was essentially, without a doubt, ruined by Russell Wilson. The third quarter. Now, normally I would not be showing Russell Wilson's backup, but I have to. I'm forced to make a point, because there's this obsession about going deep when you're leaving plays on the field. And I brought that up. I showed that that's not disputable. And I just want to show that the backup comes in, basically plays Brady ball, doesn't go deep, but works the field, and the first thing he does is score a touchdown. So here we go, just to make a point. Now, I didn't realize when I first was doing this film study, I was actually just logging and documenting the all 22 plays going from the third quarter into this fourth quarter, and I got to emphasize, this is just a point of emphasis here. I thought this was Russell Wilson. I didn't realize this was the backup Smith. Didn't know. That's why I had to redo all this. So I'm thinking this is Russell Wilson because I'm looking at the all 22 on a computer monitor, so until I played the broadcast, I'm like, oh, shit, that wasn't even Russell Wilson. So anyway, to make a point, the backup starts at their own 17-yard line. Okay, 1st and 10, great pocket, great read, a great run after catch. Okay, we're getting the ball rolling. We did it without having to throw a bomb. And I'm not against bombs, but they shouldn't be thrown with as much, they shouldn't be thrown as often. Only strategically thrown. Throw them strategic. I call them strategic strikes. Don't make that your core game plan. It's stupid. All right, 2nd and 9. Offensive line is doing a stellar job. Backup Smith is going through his reads, hits the playing a little Brady ball, hits the receiver in the middle of the field right between the seams. You're in business. 1st down. All right, so this Brady ball leads to a 1st and 10 at the LA 23 yard line, and I think backup quarterback Smith gets away with one. Throwing to Metcalf, I think had the DB not given up and given that space, I think he could have easily batted that ball away. The DB kind of lets up, and that was just enough. I would have liked to saw that ball a little more in the corner than where it ended up, because that would have been easily defendable, considering that the receiver had to turn around the way he did. That is always the mark of a defendable ball. So I'm just going to wrap up this film study. I mean, obviously, you don't need to throw bombs all the time. I mean, like I say, Brady's got a lot of rings and didn't throw a lot of bombs, okay? I just am really concerned that the Broncos, Hackett, Elway, Wilson, collectively are in this bombs away mentality, and that's going to be the core of their game plan, and I think that's going to be a huge mistake on this Denver Broncos team. First of all, I think Russell Wilson was acquired prematurely. I don't think this team was in player personnel ready for that, especially on the offensive line. And if this team gets behind already with the bombs away attitude, they're just going to tee off, and I can see Russell Wilson actually getting killed in this next season, this 2022 season, eventually down the road, just like Locke and Bridgewater and everybody else. Granted, yes, I know Wilson's mobile. You don't want him. You want him to be pocket. You want him to be pocket-centric. You don't want him running around. You know, I'm just concerned. I'm very concerned about what I'm hearing from Hackett, what I'm hearing from the Broncos, what I'm hearing from Wilson, what I'm seeing on tape here. It is concerning.